So, this text by a great master, Shankaracharya, Tattvabodha, gives us the basics of how to find and discover real self. Second thing I have repeated many a times, that the entire Eastern wisdom is nothing but an instrument of knowledge. Eyes is an instrument of knowledge to see the form and the colors. Ears, sound. Same way, the Eastern wisdom is simply an instrument of knowledge to discover the real self. So last time we understood happiness, two equations. Happiness, I am, happiness. And the second equation is the happiness is equal to I am plus object. That is what the thought is. So thought, I will be happy when I get this object or a person or a thing, situation or event in life. Happiness is in future. That is never possible. Because I am a conscious being, so I experience happiness here and now. And that happiness is the real self. When the happiness is here and now, then why I don't get it? Because I don't apply the instrument of knowledge. And it is because of the ignorance. And ignorance are of many types that we will discuss later. But I'm reminding what my master used to say, that he used to say when anybody asked a question, he used to say, I answer you. Later on, he explained to me in detail, I answer you, I don't answer your question. That is the unique approach of the coaching. And the answer comes that I answer you what it means. And I don't answer your question. So all your question comes from the mind. Problem, the mind has an ignorance. So locus of ignorance is the mind. The solution should be put into the mind, removing ignorance, incomplete knowledge. So as I've been telling you that I got a lot of emails. So without naming, I will pick up one question. I thought I should never answer the person. And then you will realize that how deeper the level of ignorance if I'm not a seeker. And that causes the problem. So understanding is the first step. Now I have understood it. Did you understand my home address? Yes. Can you reach there? Yes. And you don't reach there. You reach somewhere else. And that problem comes from the mind. So question is, physical body has birth and the death. And in between it goes through an aging process. What about the subtle body? Does it also go through the aging? If not, then why does the energy level go down in the old days? So whatever comes from my impulsive mind, I simply ask the question. I don't see any logic. Physical body has birth and the death. Really? What the Eastern wisdom says. Does it say that the physical body undergoes birth and death? And in between it goes through the aging process. Who is aging? I am aging. Logically, question is very strong. We teachers in the Eastern wisdom remain very relaxed when we see. Logically, question is strong, but when it defies my experience, it becomes ignorance. Now the body is undergoing an aging process. Body is made up of matter. What is matter? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Can you tell me carbon is undergoing an aging process? Hydrogen is going an aging process. Tell me. Every element remains the same element. Where is your aging process? That is what the ignorance is. So I understand it, but I do not contemplate and reflect on it. So I don't get an answer. I continue to live into the same state of ignorance. Tell me, what goes in aging process? I told you the Eastern wisdom is an instrument of knowledge. If I keep my mind full of ignorance and the question comes out of it, I have understood it, but I have not contemplated and reflected so that I do not live into the higher awareness. What we say there are only two things in the world, real and unreal. What is the definition of unreal? It is constantly changing. Forget about what is aging and what is not aging. That aging process is because of my convenience. Why it is because of convenience? Because I am attached to the body. Why I am attached to the body? Because I have an emotional dependence. I claim that I am the body. Then only I think of the aging process. So when I know clearly what is real and unreal, I understand it, I contemplate and reflect based on this. And what is real? It is permanent, unchanging, all-pervading, one consciousness. Does all-pervading undergo an aging process? And I give you a logic, tell me if this body is aging. Let science say what it says. This aging process, I have all gray beard, Can you tell me behind this gray beard and the black hairs, what is it that has undergone an aging process? Unreal is constantly changing. We label it as an aging process. What do you mean by an aging process? Think of it. Thinking means contemplation and reflecting. What about the subtle body? All the three bodies in the five sheath are undergoing change. What changes is not me, let it change. The very word aging doesn't come. And if it comes, we say mental aging as a mental maturity. Do you see that? We say the mental maturity when you drop emotional dependence. Because you have an emotional dependence, it results into delusion, and the delusion causes the suffering. Then why does the energy level go down in the old age? Because of you, because you are clinging to your body. You claim that you are the body. So what is the principle? Principle is, when the intellect says, I have understood, find that you have reached to a new level of awareness. That should be the result. And the answer is, I should breathe Eastern wisdom, not simply talk of Eastern wisdom. Breathe. Every breath goes in and out. I live into that awareness. So once you start living into that Eastern wisdom, you are breathing the Eastern wisdom through all your gurus, through all the texts. You are already there. Throw them into the garbage. Am I saying it? No. Every master says this. My master used to speak in a very simple language. Do you have a text of Eastern wisdom in your bookshelf? Yes. Did you study it? Yes. Did you understand it? Yes. Burn it. You are already there. Why do you need? You have reached to that state? You have been going to a guru or a master? Yes, I have been going. You have reached to that? Throw the guru out. It clearly says, not in one text, but hundreds of texts. Do not hang around when you are going to leave me. But there is a message here. But I didn't leave. Why I didn't leave? Because that false ego should not take over me. That everything is coming from it. I should remain in that state. That is another perspective in the journey of the Eastern wisdom. So I have been saying, I don't know, let me know it. I have an understanding. I do not understand it clearly. I have to contemplate and reflect. I have to think of it. What my mind is saying. Is the mind living still in ignorance? I have to get rid of it. I have to contemplate and reflect until the intellect is 100% clear. There is a conviction. Do the practice. One session is necessary. It did not happen to me, but now I see that, only one session is necessary. So based on this repeated information, we are understanding what is real self. Sthula Sukshma Karan Shariradi Vyaktirektah Panchakoshatitah San Avasthatraya Sakshi Satchidananda Swarupah San Yastisthati. So Atma, what is real self? So it starts the journey. We have started the journey. The real self is other than the three bodies: physical body, subtle body, causal body. We should be 100% clear. I am different from this house, room, kitchen, bathroom, etc., etc. So that home is these three bodies. The real self is different from the 5 sheets we have already understood. And now we are understanding that real self is the witness of three states. What are the three mental states? The dream state, waking state, and the sleep state. So I listen to it, I understand. Say yes, you are understanding everything, whatever I have spoken until now. Say yes. Yes, I have understood. But after that, I must sit down and contemplate and reflect. Understanding, if I break down, understanding level 1, you got the information from the teacher and your understanding is clear. And now you sit down, check mind, do you accept this? Mind will say no. So it has a doubt. The intellect should contemplate and think over it. How to think over it? That how this principle can be true in my life. That is what the contemplation and reflection is. That is why on Saturday's session, we don't actually do the practice. It lays a tremendous stress on understanding that knowledge must reveal the nature. So, coming back, we are none of the three states. Now, I think I discussed about 3 in 1. No? I didn't discuss? I know you are listening to me patiently. So 3 states, dream state, waking state, and sleep state. So if I am the waker, if I am the dreamer, if I am the sleeper, so it means I am 3 in 1. And if I am different, separate from them, then I witness them, I observe them. How do I observe? Oh, there are a lot of people listening to me. They are different from me. Same way, I also see that this waking state is different from me, sleep state is different from me, and the dream state is different from me. They are mental states. First thing, the master says. So if I keep on witnessing that these 3 states are not me, then what is left is the real self. After the 5 sheaths, 3 bodies, 3 states. And the one principle is that applies everywhere. Is the waking, dream, and the sleep state changes? Yes, it changes. So what changes is not me. I'm a permanent entity. I'm a permanent consciousness which never undergoes any change. So now see how the master takes us to a deeper how we are the knower of 3 states. Did you understand the question? How we know the 3 states. Because I don't see there is anything different and separate from these 3 mental states. How do I know that? Isn't it a relevant question? Say yes. Even if you don't understand, say yes, so it's better. I don't say you that you are crazy, except yes. See, so simple. I see you are wonderful. Everyone is wonderful. So there, with a simple observation, I see my picture of my master with me. So there are 3 elements here. One is the knowledge of the picture of my master. One is I, and one is the knowledge in between. Three factors are there. So what I know through the mind is always different from me. Can never be me. What I know. I know Stephen. Is Stephen me? No. I know Christina. Is Christina me? No. But what prevents me not to see the knower is different from the known? My instinctive mind, my impulsive mind, my emotional dependence. So when the man finds a beautiful woman or woman finds a man, they say soulmate. Do you have a soulmate? Say yes, you have. I have a soulmate. You see, Ashok raised his hand. Yes, I have a soulmate. Are you scared of your soulmate? Your soulmate sitting near you. Now see the ignorance in the soulmate, that I totally identify myself with the man and the woman. No, I'm not breaking your relationship. I'm just speaking the truth. Keep your soulmate, what it has to do with me, I'm okay. I have found my soulmate once and forever. So where, because of ignorance, the knower and the known are claimed as one. So the moment you claim it is one, you are bound to suffer. Sooner or later, the soulmate has to become a sourmate. Tell me if it is not true. So, no, but again, come back to the principle. What is the principle? Knower and the known are always different and separate from who am I? So I have understood this principle. Now, observe, understand deeply. Let us move together to the contemplation. So the master says, what is a waking state? In which all the five sheath, three bodies are active. That is known as a waking state. But because I am neither the three bodies nor the five sheath, so I cannot be the waker. See, let me put it in a simple way. I am neither the three bodies which are constantly changing. I am none of the five sheath that are constantly changing. They interact with one another. They give rise to different symptoms. And hence these symptoms, I told you about that verse. Mano buddhir ahankara chittaninaham. I am none of these five energy functions. I am not even the raga and dvesha, attachment and detachment. I am none of these pain and the pleasure. So that we experience in the waking state. And the waking state is not possible if the five sheath, three bodies are active, not active. So what happens in the dream state? In which the physical body is not actually active as it is active in the waking state. My sense organs do not see it. I see everything in my mind. That is what the dream state is. What is the difference between the waking and the dream state? My physical instruments are not active. My physical eye do not see any image, but my mind perceives the image. Mind, you can add, mind the third sheath, fourth sheath, and the subtle body. They are active in the dream state. But remember one point, I am none of the three bodies, I am none of the five sheaths, and it is an act. It is an act of these bodies in the sheath in the dream state. I see a red rose flower in the dream. So that red flower is a mental imagination, either coming from the past impressions in this birth or the previous birth. We'll talk about the one step by step, how to prove and understand it, what is previous birth. So now see that what happens in a sleep state. So deep sleep state, we see the absence. How can you see the absence? There is nothing in your living room, so you see the absence of all the articles in the living room. Not a big deal. So we are experiencing an absence of things, thoughts, feelings in the deep sleep. Deep sleep is purely an absence of everything that we know in the waking state, that we know in the dream state. But here comes an answer. The moment I wake up, I say I had a sound sleep. Who says this? Does the sleeper say? No. Because if the sleeper says, you are already in a waking state. Who says this? That who is the real self. That is why we say we have to witness and observe that these three states are separate and different from me. Why? I have been waker, sleeper, and dreamer every day for years, for weeks and months and days after. They are constantly moving and changing. But there is one center deeper inside me that witnesses these three states. Did you understand? Say yes, you understood it. So when we understand, when we understand what? So that is the definition in this text by the master. How he defines the real self. We will take up now what is real self. Oh, that is what I have been waiting, You have been wasting my time. Directly tell me what is real self. I've already told you, you are real self. Did you understand it? No. Explain a little bit. So it is not the three bodies. No, why you are coming back again that it is not the three bodies? Because you are attached to it. You are obsessed with it. You live in ignorance. That is why the master is opening up step by step. Sometimes we are more intelligent than these masters. Don't talk to me. You talk to me directly. Why you are not talking to me directly? So who is saying this? False eye. Come on. False eye is saying. As if you are going to buy a phone and the smartwatch from the store. Give me the watch. It is not possible. See that? Not possible. So what is real self? The master says, We are none of the three bodies. I should be 100% clear. We are none of the five sheaths. And the third is, we are the witness of the three bodies. Then what is left? What is left is the real self. What is left is the real self. In relationship, when I used to help people to resolve the relationship challenges, I used to ask them, are you a husband or a wife first, or a man or a woman first? No, you solve my problem, We know it that we are a husband and a wife. That is why you are living in ignorance. How simple it is. But unless we understand it, understanding, level 1, you get the information, you get the principles. The mind claims I have understood, but the mind keeps all the doubts inside. After the session and after the practice, I was totally relaxed, but it remains only for 2 or 3 hours. What should I do? Mind does not have a conviction. Do you see that? That for that conviction, understanding level 2, I have to contemplate and reflect until the time comes you wake up in the morning and you know, yes, I'm none of the three bodies, I'm none of these five sheaths. I witness the waker state. Waker is not me, sleeper is not me, dreamer is not me. Then you are already with the real self, my friends. So start practicing. Now let us do the practice with your soulmate, Ashok. So she is also my student, so I can make a joke. Eyes are closed, and eyes are closed. The body is steady, and mind is facing within. Is your mind thinking that, I repeat the same stuff again and again? Because I know you are convinced, your mind is not. So I'm treating your mind. So don't get upset. So body is steady, mind is facing within. And I have already explained you the meaning of what do you mean by facing within. Vidya dadati vinayam. Never forget. We have a right knowledge that instantly increases the receptivity. Check yourself. When you have that receptivity, vinayam dadati patratam. That receptivity results in qualifications. We become a qualified seeker. Patra tvat dhanam apanoti. And when I have the inner qualification, I'm a qualified seeker. I live in the richness of the wisdom. So this master uses dhanam apanoti. Dhan means the wealth. So I have the inner wealth of clarity. And when I have that inner wealth of clarity, I continue the journey. Dhanat dharma tataha sukham. It results into permanent state of peace and happiness. In that state of awareness, being a seeker, we will just explore the five sheaths, the three bodies. Sometime you will experience these 5 different symptoms, so 5 sheaths. Sometime you are able to understand the 3 bodies that I have been talking. How? In an active state of breathing. So first, Body is sensation, is comfortable and steady. Physical body, I mean to say. Then the subtle body has to do with the energy, the mind, intellect, or the five sheath. So we have to breathe quick, short, and fast breath. So we feel the movement in the physical body in the rib cage, and that intellect is still dropping, keeping the mind in a calmer state and dropping Shanto Ham deep inside the heart. So all the three bodies and the five sheath are covered. So it's your wisdom to discover. Let us start. Continue. The mind gets upset means what? Somewhere there is a clinging and attachment. How that clinging and attachment is formed, that is what we need to explore by this active step. Mind will say, no, I don't want to do it, I don't feel good. Do you want to always like to move with what you like and what you dislike, or you want to do what is right and good? The intellect comes. It has a conviction, and it drops that idea of likes and dislikes in the mind and continues to do it. It's a gentle breathing. No, I am old, so I cannot do this breathing. Really? I can give you 1,000,000 thoughts that stops the practice. Continue, just gentle breathing. Intellect is dropping Om Shanti or Shantoham deep inside the heart, looking into the space. So the mind is absorbed into the space, and the breath is on autopilot. So the body is. Why the body is on autopilot? It remains still, steady. And there is something within you that witnesses all the activities in the stillness, in the movement, in the Shantoham. You are already there. Continue. You're working for a new experience. When the new experience enters, into the mind, accept it and continue. You should have that level of receptivity. Don't get upset. And stop this. Do nothing. You are already a new level of awareness. Means what? You might have the new experiences. So we trick the mind. Mind remain engaged with these good experiences. And we will transcend the three body and the five sheath. How? So we cannot use any other language. I simply say move from outside to inside. So that moving from outside to inside, in fact, is moving away from the three bodies and five sheath and the three states. And that I have designed, not many people know the Shanti meditation in 5 steps. And that too in a sense of awareness, understanding. What is awareness, understanding, knowledge, and experience? They all are synonyms. So look at the head and the neck. You are aware. First step is, I say, confining the territory of the mind. You confine the territory of this body when you open your home, main door of the home. You enter inside and close the door. You have confined your body or yourself in that home. And that is what we are doing in the first step. If I say doing. How we do it? Look at the head and the neck. So you are aware, you feel. So there is a space all around the head and the neck. That you say outside. And now then you feel the sensation. So the space and the sensation. Space around the head and the neck and the sensation confines the territory of home, of our mind. So I have taken this step from the Buddhism, but I renamed by using the phrase from the Patanjali. Now I always, just do hodgepodge. So move the mind on the right arm. So when I say move the mind on the right arm, what it means is the mind is not on the right arm. It is. But now you become attentive, aware. You know the right arm. Instantly become aware of the space all around the right arm. First is the space. And if I say move the mind from the space to the skin of the right arm, oh, I feel the sensation deepening. Yes, it is. It is confining the territory of the mind. Mind will challenge you. Mind will go somewhere. Bring it back. When you succeed in bringing it back, you are a seeker. And if the mind takes you somewhere, you are not a seeker. Who knows it? You know it. I also know it. by seeing you intuitively. Move the mind on the left arm first, then become aware of the space all around the left arm. And then I use the same phrase. It makes a sense. Move the mind from the space all around the left arm to the skin of the left arm and be there. Sensation, space, and the sensation. 2S in the first step. Move the mind on the middle portion of the body from the shoulder to the waist, in the front and the back, the space all around the middle portion. And then move the mind from the space to the skin of the middle portion of the body. So, two experiences, the space and the sensation, and they both are fact. One is your experience. The experience should prove the fact, should prove the reason, not the other way. Let me confine to the practice. The right leg, space all around the right leg, and the mind moves inside, it reaches to the skin, so you feel the sensation. You see, this is what happens in the waking state. If I just remind you. And then the left leg, you are aware of the left leg, the space all around the left leg. So there is a space, and then there is a sensation. Entire body. Find your physical body is in the cylindrical space. So when you see the space all around your body, the mind does not see that space is infinite, unlimited. It finds like, oh, it's a cylindrical space. And that is what we are asking the mind to do. Why? Because then the mind will not be wandering, emotionally attached. That is the trick played by the Buddha. He directly said sensation. So I added one more word, space and the sensation. So done. The Shanti meditation follows the 5 step. Second step, I say it is a pratyahara. I named it from the Patanjali. So when I say pratyahara means normal in translation, withdrawal of the senses from their object. You are my objects because I see you all. So even when my eyes are open, with that awareness I withdraw. That is the key of the pratyahara. And that way we do it again in a most simple way. Head and the neck, look at the head and the neck. Do you recall the previous experience? Yes. Space, sensation. So hold on to the sensation all around the head and the neck. What is your experience? Stillness. Again, you are speaking lie. What do you mean? Yes, I'm not speaking a lie. I'm speaking stillness in the body, in the 5 sheath. I'm not speaking stillness of the 3 bodies. I'm not speaking stillness of the 5 sheath. They are constantly changing. How they can be still? So we have a first glimpse of that there is something present that never changes because it is still. That too by such a simple manner? Yes, Eastern wisdom is very simple. Right arm. Recall the previous experience. Space, sensation, stillness. You discover that stillness. You see, it is such a powerful step. People don't realize. No, I have a lot of thoughts, how to control the thought. Forget about controlling the thought. Discover the stillness. You need not to worry about the influx of the thoughts. Left arm. Left arm. Recall the previous experience. You mean to say, recall what happened yesterday? I fought with my honey? No. Here and now, just in the first step. Space all around. So the mind naturally moves to and experiences the sensation. Then it discovers the stillness. You see the 3S? I'm making you so simple. The space, sensation, and stillness. How dare your mind can move anywhere else? Why? Because it enjoys the stillness. Why it should enjoy the stillness? It has never enjoyed it before. You know it already. Middle portion of the body. Previous experience, space, sensation, stillness. Right leg. We met the coach, I would say international coach yesterday. So she was more focused on what words she has to use. And the beauty of meditation and mindfulness in the journey of the Eastern wisdom is that all the 3,000 masters used the words, phrases differently. You're totally free and independent. Right leg. Now, first, middle portion of the body. Recall. I will not say you all are seekers. Space, sensation. You will actually experience the movement of the mind from the space to the sensation to the stillness. Right leg, space, sensation. Mind moves onto the sensation. Stillness. Left leg. Space. Sensation. Stillness. The entire body, you see that you're doing nothing. So you can add, because I added the previous step of breathing, and so we can say it's a meditation plus mindfulness. The entire body, space, sensation, stillness. Second step of the Shanti meditation is done. Third step is what I say, the inner journey, Antar Yatra. The Hindi or Sanskrit word is the Antar Yatra. Means what? You have to check by doing this step, is the mind following an inward movement? Not the outward movement. Outward movement, same stuff that we have been experiencing weeks, months, years and years and years. Same stuff. You find the same honey. We don't have a luxury. So that is why the inner journey. So how to do the inner journey? Simply by awareness. So we recall the previous experience of the two steps: head and the neck, space, sensation, stillness. Then become aware of inside the head and the neck. But simply becoming aware does not work. So I use the two words. Explore the sensation inside the head and the neck that is different from the sensation on the skin. Did you explore? That is state of calmness. Did you explore the space inside? That is the state of quietness. What do you mean? Yes. I don't believe. No, just follow the practice. I gave you some reference. Today also we'll only be able to cover the 3 steps. We will cover all the 5 steps differently. So, right arm, you just recall the experience you have. Space, sensation, stillness. Inside you are aware with reference to sensation, calmness. Space, quietness. Now we follow the ignorant mind approach. Ignorant mind says there is outside the body and there is inside the body. We say, okay, we will follow you. So that is why the mind does not offer any resistance. But we are tricking the mind. Left arm, space, sensation, stillness. That is outside. That is how the mind feels. Okay, we say, okay, whatever you feel. We agree with you. But then we say, now look inside. We also explore the sensation in the space, the calmness and the quietness. The middle portion of the body. Middle portion of the body, yes. Space, sensation, stillness. Calmness and quietness. You have already understood. There is a clarity. I worked on this meditation for almost 25, 26 years and constantly evolved their steps. It combines 5 different traditional approaches. Then, right leg, space, sensation, stillness, calmness and quietness. The mind says, where is stillness and calmness? You're just talking. Left leg, space, sensation, stillness, calmness and quietness. The entire body. Space, sensation, stillness, calmness. That is inside, according to the mind, according to the crazy mind. So we say, we agree with you. And quietness. So the 4th step that we will take up later, 4th step means that can this mind stand still? It becomes an inward moving mind. So what is that inward moving mind? you start transcending the three bodies and the five sheets, including the three states. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You're listening with 100% awareness and attention. My recitation will help the mind to remain inward. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Bring the hands down, we will share our experiences. So if you have understood that stillness is separate and different from, or calmness or quietness is different and separate from all the three bodies, five sheaths, three states, you have found it. Eureka. You know the word eureka? Even if you don't know, so you can find in the Google. So how are you, Stephen?
I felt throughout that I was, I realized I'm in such a deep state that it was just your voice, and the only sensation I felt through the meditation was my body just getting warmer and warmer. And I tried to ignore it and just continue to move on. The thing that I also found to be interesting is that I felt I was maybe 5 seconds behind your voice. So when you said move to stop the fast breathing, it took me 5 seconds longer before I was able to stop. Go, oh, okay, I gotta stop. And same thing as you move through the different limbs, it just took me time to make that change. Even coming out of the meditation, I just didn't want to come out of it. I don't know how long I could sit here, but it was great. Thank you.
Really, yes. That is another sign of understanding the stillness. Consciousness is always still. So that is why it takes a time. Beautiful. How are you, Sam?
I was in such a deep, dark state. Almost to the point where a couple times I had thoughts come up. I don't know what they were, but they surprised me. I forgot I could have them.
Huh.
I didn't have anything. It was just deep, dark, quiet, very peaceful.
Yes, that is it. That is what. How are you, Vaibhav? I'm going in a circle.
Sir, I'm fine. It's like that today my mind was saying that you are tired and things, but I'm seeing that if I can separate this thing from myself, if this tiredness is different and I am different from this. So I was just doing the practice and it was fine and it was peaceful.
Beautiful. I have told you that I do not explain you that what experiences you will have in any meditation practice. But if you share your experiences, then I confirm it. That is the beauty of sharing the experiences. So one thing why I spoke about this, that in the beginning my mind said that I'm in a state of fatigue, and that disappeared. It looks crazy, but I can tell you, you work for 15 hours, physical fatigue is there. You simply move the mind within, fatigue is gone. You need not to take, what you say, that melatonin, I heard melatonin and other pills. But you have to be a seeker to reach to that state. How are you, Lalit?
Yes, sir. It was a wonderful experience, and I need to reflect and contemplate more
Yes.
so that
Contemplate, reflect on more on these principles instead of anything else that happened in the past. Yes, Rakesh.
Thank you, sir, for everything. Today, when I was breathing, after some time, the breathing happened on its own.
Yeah.
So there was no effort on that breathing. During the first part of Nyasa, the space and the sensation. After that, I feel the space inside also. There was no limb or no body parts.
Yeah.
It was the space inside as well. But so only two things remain: the space and the sensation. And later on, it went very deep, very relaxing. That's it.
Beautiful. You see that one thing I should you should be very clear. People here in our country also, I mean to say, in America also, people talk a lot about out of body experience. We always have out of body experience when we are in deep sleep. You don't know your body. We don't know our body. So what happens when this mind becomes an inward moving? It drops the body from the mind. So you feel as if the body is not there. And that's a good experience. That's a deeper. But to join it with some kind of a hallucination and imagination, I don't know what should I say. I should not say anything. Yeah, Christina, how are you?
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here with you all. Thank you for that lesson. I just had a realization throughout. It was very light and bright, and then it got very dark. And once I was in that darkness, I was able to, my mind started contemplating past experiences and how I used to have so many tears doing the breath work, and now I could do it effortlessly. And it was just a full circle moment. So I feel very content. So
yes, that is a change, and that is also a progress. Beautiful. How are you, Brandy?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. My meditation was really deep and peaceful and still. Similar to Christina's, I think at the beginning it took a minute to kind of get there, but once I got there, it was all in. It was like inward body experience, I guess, huh?
Well, beautiful. That is
body.
That is wonderful. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good, thank you. It was just very, very peaceful, very, very quiet. I didn't have any thoughts at all. And now I feel just relaxed and wonderful.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a success. How are you, Terry? Where is my Terry? No, you all are mine, including the Terry. So don't start thinking. Our mind is so much crazy, it starts thinking in a different way. Yes, Terry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't see you. It's okay.
Just a minute. You can hear all the craziness in my house. Here I am.
Yes, now I can see you.
I was on the floor.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. Okay, well, usually when we do the quick breathing,
yeah,
if I maintain the Shanto hum, I lose the breathing, and if I do the breathing, I lose the Shanto hum.
Yes.
Today, I just decided that everything is Shanto hum. So I didn't have to do anything.
You're right.
I just breathing. And I was on the floor. So the floor was Shanto hum. Yeah, my bad attitude was Shanto hum. The allergies are Shanto hum. The walls are Shanto hum.
I love it.
Etc.
I love it.
And it solved the problem. It was interesting, but I am fine.
You're fine. See, Terry, your contemplation and reflection work, that everything is Shanto hum. Even if the mind is crazy, it is also Shanto hum. That is the result of reflection, contemplation.
Yeah. In the beginning, you referred to somebody's.
Yes, I just.
The subtle body.
That's wonderful.
Etc. And you mostly talked about. Well, my question is not about the physical body, because I understood what you said. But I was asking about the subtle body, if that also changes.
He returned back to.
I don't think that means that it ages, but my question is, does it have a location?
Did you know the English language when you were born?
No.
Now you know it?
Yeah.
Who affected the change and where the change took place?
In your mind.
You got the answer?
What?
You got the answer?
Subtle body lives in the mind?
Subtle body is the mind.
Oh.
You got the answer. Come on. So that is why the teacher is required. He reminds you again and again and again and again until there is a conviction. And once you have that conviction, you move ahead. How are you, Anastasia?
Thank you. I'm fine. It was very deep and peaceful, and I had today a lot of color, yellow and green and gold, and also imaginations, pictures of an eye. It's interesting because I I started to see this picture, and now I am seeing it. I always see this picture overnight.
Okay.
So, but it was very peaceful.
It was very peaceful. The first part, when you say that you see those images, we will talk later that how you have the thoughts, spoken words, language outside, and then it has an image that is the second level, deeper inside, and then you have the sensation. So the mind communicates with the images, not with the words. And ultimately the mind communicates with the sensation inside, neither with the images, not with the words. So we'll talk about that, but it's a good, how are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत पीसफुल था, बहुत ज्यादा, और एकदम बॉडी का एक्सपेंशन मतलब लग रहा था कि एक्सपैंड हो रहा है.
That's another good experience. We'll talk about those experiences. She felt an expansion of the body without increasing the weight. How are you, Ashok sir?
Sir, good and peaceful.
Good and peaceful. Wonderful. You see everything change from couple of months and now. Do you have any question? No questions. So let us say namaste. Namaste to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Namaste,
Thank
everyone.
you.